I'm gonna wait till we get back from the ads, but I do see there's some people lurking. If you are able to see, hey, hello, hi, how are you? But we're gonna do the intro again after the ads end. The ads did end. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? My camera's down here now. Meister Chewy here, friendly neighborhood non-binary, pronouns they, them, she, her, please and thank you. We are here with the first episode of the podcast. It's going to be real world topics, not Star Citizen. You're probably surprised. Wake Up Wednesday, that's what we're going to call it. We are going to talk about social justice topics because that is what social inequality and racism are what woke is supposed to be about. That's what you're supposed to be woke in awareness of. That's what that's supposed to mean, not all of the pejoratives that certain people use the term woke for. So that's what this podcast is going to be about, social justice, awareness of these things, and the various things that are going awry right now, specifically in America. We're going to stick specifically to America because, well, I am an American and that's what I know. Why does it look like the light's just like not on us? Is that better? Is that better? Okay. But today, in particular, also I challenge you to use the term correctly and not as a pejorative. It's not meant to be negative. It's meant to be positive. If you're woke, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. So the post 2010 usage, let's throw that out. Let's not give it energy, right? Let's stick to what it's supposed to be about. But yeah, let's go into. We're gonna talk about what's going on with this goddamn ballroom. And they are sneaking in $1 billion into an immigration bill to try to put it towards this fucking ballroom.
New images of the rapid construction of President Trump's White House ballroom. But tonight, Democrats are accusing the administration of a bait and switch after congressional Republicans released a new funding bill earmarking $1 billion for security improvements tied to the project.
They destroyed the east wing of the White House without any notice or consent in the dead of night. And then they told the American people that it was going to be paid for with private dollars.
So let's start out right there. This is also being challenged in court right now, if you don't know. This whole ballroom situation is being illegally done to begin with. It has already been said that he cannot do this, but yet they're still doing it, and it's currently being challenged in court, as she said. Yeah.
This has been a story of corruption.
The president had been saying for months private donations would pay for it.
And we're giving them, myself and donors are giving them free of charge for nothing. We did this no charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. This is being financed privately.
The White House now insists that taxpayer money would only go to secure portions of the facility and that private donors would still pay for the actual ballroom. The president previously estimated the 90,000 square foot structure would cost $400 million. In a court filing last month, the Trump administration wrote it'd be built with materials to withstand drone attacks and also include underground medical facilities and a bomb shelter. With a suspect now charged with trying to assassinate the president at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, President Trump has argued a large secure event space is critical.
We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it.
You can see the construction cranes working on the East Room project behind me. Next month, the federal appeals court will consider whether to allow it to continue. Tom?
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on...
So then, let's also look at this.
I'm paying for it. The country is not. We're donating a $400 million ballroom. Myself and donors are giving them free of charge for nothing. We did this no charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. Rich people and people are putting up the money, zero taxpayer dollars. I think it'll cost $250 million, and it will be, I think, the finest. It's about $300 million, approximately $400 million. I think I'll do it for less, but it's 400. I should do it for less. I will do it for less. But just in case I say 400. And I'm paying.
And then
Charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. I'm going to get a ballroom built, and we're putting up our own money. With the government is paying for nothing because I'm paying for it. It's all donations. Rich people and people are putting up the money. Zero taxpayer dollars. Is that right, Scott? Zero taxpayer dollars.
$300 million is the figure. And again, it's not going to cost the taxpayers a dime.
We're going to introduce legislation that would authorize $400 million to be spent to build the presidential ballroom. And the sooner we get the ballroom built, the better for the country. If you don't think $400 million of taxpayer money is a good investment to create a secure facility at the White House, vote no.
I laugh because if I don't, I'll cry. This is the government that ripped away subsidies for millions of Americans, kicking them off their health care. People will die now because they can't afford their cancer treatments. But they don't care. Billions of dollars for wars, billions of dollars for Israel, millions of dollars for ballrooms, but none for the people. Not America first. So number one, they said $300 million. Number two, it has gone up to $400 million. Number three, what happened to the money they already got from the millionaires? Why is it still $400 million? And number four, that ballroom was supposed to just be a ballroom, and then we saw the blueprints and we were like, that looks more control center, like another bunker. And you got Lady Grandma here going, don't you want the people to be safe? Who, me? Do I get a personal invitation to go in there when he starts a nuclear war? No, we don't, bitch. They get protected. You don't. Your family is up shit's creek because a psychotic motherfucker has the red button. You don't get to be safe because of that room, America. You've got influencers out here making money hand over fist to push the line. Well, this is why we need a bunker. Nobody really truly believes we need a goddamn ballroom or a bunker. They have a bunker. There's already a bunker. I am so annoyed with the fact that MAGA is still this goddamn stupid. That you would let influencers tell you what to think. You can't afford to get by in life, but they tax the out of you for their own benefit, and you're out here still cooking for them, making excuses for them. They are billionaires. They don't care about you. America needs to get real fucking mad about this stupid fucking ballroom. They lied to your goddamn faces, and here you go. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind. This country is doomed because of how dumb 1/4 of the voters are and how corrupt the people in charge are.
And then we read this. Republicans want $1 billion in new taxpayer funding to shore up security for Trump's White House ballroom. And don't forget, corporate donations to construct the ballroom will be tax deductible, so the ones that have been donated were really just donated for that, right? They really were just donated for that. Trump is sticking us with the tab for his vanity project while ignoring what the country really needs. So like the previous poster was saying, they're ignoring the needs of the people and at the same time stealing money from us to pay for this goddamn ballroom. And then also, like she mentioned, influencers, strangely enough, a bunch of Republican-backed influencers went ahead and mass posted, all around the same time, in agreement with Trump that the ballroom was needed, and if the ballroom was there, that whole situation wouldn't have happened that night at the dinner, the correspondence dinner. Now, once again, this thing is supposed to be tied up in court, so construction shouldn't even be happening to begin with. So, with construction supposed to be halted, you shouldn't even be thinking about asking for any money at all from anyone for this thing, let alone us, the taxpayers who are already getting gouged in several other places as well. And I don't even think that's an opinion. I feel like that's just logical, right? Like, are you intentionally trying to bankrupt us along with you? I don't know. Because the Treasury came out and said some things that I will leave for a different podcast. But it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. But yeah, we have hit, I think we've hit 15 minutes, so we can move on to a different topic. There's not really much else to say about this, let's be real. This is more grifting. We saw See, the funny thing is, I will say this. Actually, I do have something else to say. I am surprised he's not just stealing the $1 billion, because he already did steal $1 billion for his Zionist project. His peace project, whatever the fuck it was, peace something, or whatever. I guarantee you that's some Zionist shit. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't fucking know, because that's the thing. Zionists labeled him the Prince of Peace. So that's where he got that whole peace thing from. So I guarantee you that $1 billion he stole for that is some Zionist Israel fucking genocide bullshit. So I'm surprised. Maybe because he got caught with that, and he got caught flack with that. Well, he didn't get caught. He said it. He actually said that he did it. And he got backlash from it. So maybe that's why they're not just stealing this too. Oh, jeez. Probably shouldn't suck on that thing like a bottle. That's probably a dumb idea. But yeah, that's where we have our preconceived notions towards this as well, right? Even if you were kind of on the fence and going, oh well, maybe they do need security enhancements and da 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 da. Maybe they do need the ballroom, da da da. Nonetheless, he still stole $1 billion already. And there's things that we really need that $1 billion for right now. There really are. There's much better things to spend that money on. But yeah, let's change up topics. More social justice. Remember. The 5th of November.
You guys are so fucking
now let's take a look at this. This individual here speaks out about racism a lot. Racism obviously targeted towards us, African American individuals. Recently he had he already had a huge following before, but he recently made a video that has turned into a soundbite, and it's a bit irritating that this is the day and age that we have now. It's a voice that you hear that is an individual very angry about what happened to the Voting Rights Act. The interpretation of the Voting Rights Act, if you will. The neocon interpretation of the Voting Rights Act, I should say. That's what we should call it. We should call it the neocon interpretation of the Voting Rights Act, because they didn't change anything about it, right? Let's be real. They didn't change anything about the Voting Rights Act. There's the camera. I need to look at you eye to eye. They didn't change anything. They just interpreted it as such, right? They basically told us, you don't have the protections you thought you did. That this has all been bullshit the whole fucking time. And that we all misunderstood the assignment. Really and truly. Like, let's be real, right? Because, once again, they didn't change anything. They just said, well, no, you can't be racist as fuck with districts. That's not illegal. Go right ahead. Have fun. But yeah, this individual right here, let's go back. He is I def overthink. And no, he doesn't. He has very valid points, in my opinion. But that's the thing. The world has led free thinkers to believe that we overthink and that it's not that serious. That's one that people tell me a lot in response to my comments online. It's not that serious, but it is, because look, we were the minority sitting here shouting at you since I was a young adult. Even before I was 18, I was on the internet talking about these things. Just so you know, because I didn't like Bush Jr. Like, I had to deal with Bush Jr. before I was an adult, so I've always been like this. This is not something new, just an FYI. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that we get hit with. So I think that's why he came up with that name, Def Overthink. I don't think he does. I think you're thinking just right in context to what we have to deal with. But yeah, let's just go into it. He made some comments about the Voting Rights Act and the neocon interpretation of the Voting Rights Act, and this is what somebody had to say. They essentially said that he doesn't understand racism because he grew up around white people. That's what that statement says, because that was said to me as well. My elementary school was predominantly white. That's why my candor is like this, right? That's why, even though I currently live in the hood, I don't sound like somebody who grew up in the hood, right? And that's something I've heard myself, and that's something that this individual here heard as well, and this is his response.
You guys are so fucking funny. You do this every single time as if it's some kind of fucking gotcha moment. But it's not. Like, I don't know why you guys say this as if it somehow negates my ability to talk about anti-racism. I have dedicated my time and energy to educating white people on how not to be racist. And you're like, well, dude, you grew up around white people. That's how the fuck I know what I'm talking. How the fuck do you think I know? How do you think I know so much? You guys say this shit like it doesn't actually mean the exact opposite. Oh yeah, I grew up in the suburbs in an all-white neighborhood. Where the fuck do you think the racists live? They used to call the cops on me and my brothers all the fucking time. But here's the funny part. My dad was a fucking state trooper who took his troop car home. So that means that my house, the one where the black people lived, always had a cop car there. And they still would call the police on us because there was just Negroes walking around the fucking neighborhood. I cannot believe that y'all think black people being around white people means that we are not familiar with racism. Where the fuck do you think the racists live?
Right. And then, let's see, what did I say? I said proximity to whiteness does not lower your proximity to racism. Racists live all over the place. Sasha, because the person's name was Sasha. And... Right. Once again, I predominantly white school, predominantly white neighborhood. When I grew up, yeah, still dealt with racism. Still get called hard R. At school, out of school. And then also had to deal with people of my own complexion. Ousting me as well, because that person right there, Sasha, might actually be African American. Just to be clear, that might not be a Caucasian individual. That might be an African American person, and that's the thing. That's what's crazy about this whole situation, is that I don't even think he's thinking about that. He automatically assumes that this is a Caucasian. I know he does. That's why he's responding the way he is. That could be a black person. That could, in fact, be a black person. That's, thank you for the hydrate. That's something that we also have to deal with within our own culture. There are people that believe that because we carry ourselves like this, we are trying to assimilate to Caucasian culture, and that we are not black enough. There is a black enough meter within black culture. What's up, Drake? That does exist in American black culture, African American culture. Don't know about other countries. I can't speak on that. Once again, I'm speaking on American topics, like I said when we first started. And not saying we all do it. Obviously, I don't do it. But like I said, that could be an African American individual, and that's the craziest thing about this. That there are people who live here in the hood where I live that believe that, you know, true racism takes place to us here. It does not take place to individuals like him who grew up in the suburbs. Like you grew up in a utopia. You don't know what the fuck the real racist struggle is, right? Like they automatically assume that like the cops and the people they grew up with were all just like okay with them, right? They didn't kick you out. And you talk and act like them, right? Like they think because you assimilated, right? Naturally, your brain, naturally you acted like the people around you. That because you did that in turn, like, oh, well, everything must have been okay, right? Like, well, no, that's just fucking science. Like, that's anthropology. Like, if I grew up in the hood, I probably would not sound like this. Like, I didn't grow up in the hood. Like, I grew up in lower class area, but like I said, predominantly white. So that's why I sound and carry myself like this. Now, it does not have anything to do with me being trans, right? There are trans people and gay people within the hood as well. There are differences to some of these people. There are some certain cultural differences to how they carry themselves versus suburban LGBTQIA individuals in some cases, but it's, you know, it still exists. But like I said, my canter, you know, obviously is that of someone who did not grow up in a heavily Ebonics vernacular residence, right? But yeah, it's just hilarious that there's all kinds of reasons why an individual would think that you don't understand racism coming from a position like his, right? Like I said, them observing you, having assimilated into them, could be their assumption that you never went through a hard time, right? Because they might think, like I said, they might think that, you know, like them, you know, there's a lot of people in the hood that literally have told me they hate white people. They don't trust any white people at all. Like, it's just all of them are bad. That's how they take it. All of them are bad. The trauma has led to them not trusting a single one, right? So in that person's mind, when they see someone like him or someone like me, they're going to automatically assume, now this is a theory, of course, that, you know, well, you must have had, you know, good experiences, right? Like you aren't woke, right? They would say an individual like us isn't woke. That type of person would say an individual like us isn't woke because we haven't experienced racism, right? When they had, like I said, that this would be the appropriate response to that. But then once again, that's in response to another African American individual. But then you also got white people who think a similar situation, right? Like, you know, oh, there's no way you experienced racism if you grew up in a white neighborhood that allowed you to grow up there, right? Like, it's more of a, like, well, if they let you be you wherever the hell you grew up kind of thing, like, you don't know what racism is, right? Like, you clearly, and that could be a racist white person saying that, right? It could be a racist white person saying the fact that you were allowed to be around white people means you don't know, you know, what they would do to you if you were around them, right? And that's the same. You're saying the same thing. You don't know racism because you weren't around real racism, but this is a different perspective, right? And then you've also got, you also do have Caucasians that would say, the whole, oh, he's not even black. So how does he know racism, right? The whole, he's not acting black. There's white people that will say that. It's not just black people. There's white people that will say that too. Growing up, as a kid, I had a white kid say to me that he was more black than me. Like, it was crazy that he was more black than me. That was wild. I don't know what to do. I saw your podcast and I gave you a listen. So that's my friend Scott. Full Chinese again. Understand anything? I don't even know what you're saying, Draggy, about that. But thank you for being in here and listening. I do appreciate you. But yeah, it's just it's pretty crazy. And let's look at the comments. Let's see what some of these people were saying. Like this person, they were saying it's giving white people made you, so don't even talk about how they systematically oppress black people, right? So that's let's break this down. I'm going to look at this so you can see it's a Caucasian individual, and I'm going to assume. This is, once again, this is an assumption. I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm not saying, what I'm saying is, you can go down as empirical knowledge, blah, 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 X, Y, Z. We're just breaking this down. This is my assumption that they're saying this is coming from a black person, right? Like I was saying before. This is a black individual, most likely, or it could be a white individual that is of black culture, probably. Somebody coming from the culture, right? Let's just put it that way. Somebody coming from the culture, essentially saying, you're white, right? White people made you. You're white. You follow white mannerisms and behavior. That's their opinion in the situation. And so there's no way you could understand systematic racism, right? My response to that was, I was like, I think it's more that they think you never experienced racism, not so much that you're an Uncle Tom, if you will. Like I feel like that's more of an Uncle Tom. That's more of an Uncle Tom, right? That's a certain Supreme Court judge. I won't say names because I don't want to end up on a fucking list. That's going too far. I'm not going to do that. I'm already probably on the list for various things that I post already. I'm not going to end up on like a list where I'm directly saying people's names. Only certain ones. Only certain names. I'll go. Only certain people who have openly done tyrannical shit. But yeah, and then various reps, right? Like those individuals fit under that. Uncle Tom's. That's what I would label that as. So I wouldn't say that about him. 2 + 2 don't equal 4 for everyone. Valid. Dude, it's like women choose the bear because they've lived with men their whole lives. Okay, I feel like you were too succinct with that. Like, huh? Anyways, because we're a minority in this country, black Americans are surrounded by white people. Comment doesn't make sense. So this person saying there's, like I said, there in my quote, right? My quote, I said there's racists everywhere. Like, what do you mean? That doesn't doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, there's racist people everywhere. What are you talking about? And if you're still talking about specifically white people, right? Like, there's racist white people everywhere, even outside of America. So what? My response is usually they grew up around black people, but still turned out the way they did. Oh, racist white people. Yeah, racist white people grew up around black people. So what do you mean? Like, you can't be completely void of blackness. Like, you'd still see it on TV, right? Like, that's not, like, I mean, I know, like, you can't fully understand a culture until you've directly experienced a conversation with them face to face. Like TV is manipulated, right? I do understand that. And then you still have to have a conversation with several people of that culture to then even get a bearing of, oh, okay, this is something that most of them do. So I guess that's a cultural kind of system that might be taught generationally, right? There's some things that you can say that about, a people. But yeah, Jesus. Let's see. It's a superpower that allows a black man to adapt and navigate different rooms and people. Absolutely right. If you grew up with it, you've not only heard it and seen it, but you understand it. In America, everyone grew up with it. It's not an if. It's not an if. That's the thing. In America, we all grew up with it. Excuse me. Whether you realize it or not. Because once again, it is systematic. Or systemic, sorry. I said systematic, Jesus Christ. Tell them, and I am still as black as when I am looking at the back of my eyelids. Now, what hoax? I mean, and see this right here specifically dives into the blackness meter, right? That's what I was talking about. And she's assuming this is a black person that said it to him, right? And they're pulling the blackness meter, right? Now, like I said, it could be anyone of the culture. It could be a Hispanic, a Latino, or Trinidadian, whatever. Someone of the culture, of black culture, pulling the blackness meter bit on you. That's where this is coming from, right? She's saying, say to them, I'm still as black as when I'm looking at the back of my eyelids. So I'm black as fuck, bitch. Just as I grew up around white people doesn't make me any less black, right? So they're saying don't bring that into question of my ability to understand racism towards us, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's a wild topic because you don't even know where this person's coming from. You don't even know where this person's coming from or what's the context of what they're saying. It's wrong, no matter what, right? It's wrong. There's no getting around it. But like for me, who is an overthinker, like that's what I get caught up in. I get caught up in, well, how the fuck do I even respond to you? Because I don't even know where you're coming from, homie. I don't even know where you're coming from with this. I know it's wrong, but I don't even know where you're coming from, and it's blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind. From the South, so I too know what it is to have lived the whole first half of life like this. You cannot fast travel when enemies are nearby. Huh? Huh? Like I get what they're saying here. Like they're saying they grew like the enemies were the white people, I guess. So like they grew up not being able to fast trap. What? Anyways, facts only in America does middle class mean which county you live in. A middle class four-member family can live in a decent area, 3 bedrooms, and it can be considered a good area because it's a white area. But if you live in a 4 to 6 bedroom, 2 counties over the hood, you all of a sudden sound white, and vice versa. You happen to be in a classroom with only 3 black students, the rest white. Right, so this person pretty much describes, my post-grad, or not post-grad, pre-grad life, right, growing up. Basically, that way, it's perceived differently, right? And we've hit another roughly 15 minutes. So we can change topics again. This is not going to be social justice, but this is, or racism or anything like that. But this is going to be awareness. This is going to be awareness. This is going to be awareness. Yeah.
Of the Hannah.
Oh, what are you doing?
Virus is now on deck. A confirmed case of the Andy strand of the Hannah virus is now on deck. And yes, he is from the cruise ship. Now has passengers spreading this shit across countries. Now there has been 7 to 8 cases linked to this goddamn ship. 3 are confirmed and the others are still being investigated. And I want to be very serious with y'all. 3 people have already died. A Dutch man, his wife, and a German passenger. So this isn't just internet panic. This is real shit. And here's what the people are now. A British man is in critical condition in South Africa. A Swiss man is isolated in Switzerland after testing positive. And several others are still being monitored, but they're still on the ship. Now, health officials says the risk is low and transmission needs close contact. They were on a fucking boat together. Sorry. So here's a quick recap. This shit is internationally spreading. 3 people have died. And there's a human-to-human strain. But yeah, everything's under control. The world can't catch a fucking break.
So there's another virus. There's another virus. Now, mind you, COVID was a thing before it was a thing, right? The recent COVID outbreak wasn't new. That wasn't the first time coronavirus was, around. But that was the first time it was that bad. Because that's the thing. SARS-2, that strain was SARS-2. Remember when we had that other SARS outbreak? Same fucking thing, right? And then it existed prior to that as well. Yeah. Nonetheless, we have another possible beginning steps of an outbreak. This is not dumb panic, like she said. Mortality rate's pretty high of this thing. I think it's like 40%, some shit like that. So that's why awareness of this is kind of a big thing. Get ahead of it before it gets too bad, kind of thing. If you hear anything about the hantavirus getting anywhere near your area, I do suggest staying in. Fuck masking up. Just stay the fuck. Hello, we're gamers. Just stay the fuck in. Just stay the fuck in. Most of my viewers are gamers. If anyone's viewing this on my social media outside of that isn't a gamer, become one. Fuck you. Stay in. Let's not have some outbreak of some new shit happen again. Once again, I'm talking about American topics. I know I have international viewers, but especially talking to American people. We look at the people in charge of our health department right now. Fuck me. We will die. 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 The fucker eats roadkill. The fucker eats roadkill. I repeat a third time. The fucker eats roadkill. We will die. We will die. We're not prepared for this. We're not prepared for this. Don't. Just stay the fuck in. If you have to go out, mask the fuck up. Not right now. Not yet. Just if you hear about this shit in your area, if you hear, oh, somebody's got it in your local fucking hospital, just don't. You don't need to go out that much. You don't need to go out that much. You don't need to go out that much. You really don't. You go to work with a mask on. While you're there, mask on. Come home. I mean, you should know if your house is clean or not. If it's not clean, clean it. There you go. But I mean, it's that simple. It's that fucking simple. The shit could have been avoided before, but we already know people don't fucking clean shit because we ran out of cleaning supplies when all of a sudden they told you to go out and buy cleaning supplies. So we already know people don't fucking clean shit, so that's why it fucking happened. So now, hopefully y'all clean shit and we don't have to worry about this again. We don't have to worry about this shit again. Please, please, and thank you. Thank you. It's so wonderful if you could just, agree with me on that one. That would be great. I'd just be wonderful. All right. Sorry, Draggy. I needed to get through all that before I looked at what you were saying. He's got my Chinese friend. He practices English with me. Well, his viewers can't tell to the Chinese side. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I've seen him. Does he play Monster Hunter a lot? I'm assuming. I think I've seen him before. I think they've raided into him before. Because I had like no idea what was going on. Because all of a sudden it wasn't English, and I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on. So now we can move on to another topic. Oh, yeah, because we're awareness, y'all, awareness. Oh, oh boy, this one gets me.
Isolation turns into aggression, and you know what happens when men get lonely? Their isolation turns into aggression, and guess who that's taken out on? Before you promote men aren't lonely enough, be very careful because the consequences may be coming for you.
You know what? I'm thankful because you just said the quiet part out loud. Men get so lonely sometimes that they might get aggressive and they might attack a woman because of their deep, undying loneliness. Now, what exactly are these men missing in their life that they would get so lonely that they would attack a woman? What is it? Is it friendship? Is it No. We all know that when these men say that they are in a loneliness epidemic, they aren't having enough sex, right? That's what it is. That's what they're upset about. It's not enough sex. Women are just having sex with me. I just don't understand.
Which is gross.
You're weak. You're weak. At this point, I choose the bear.
Do you know what happens when men get lonely?
That's why the bear thing happened, y'all. Like that cringy weird shit, and then like wearing the hoodie, like not to psychoanalyze this kid, but you don't need a license to understand psychology. You just have to have cracked open a book and gone to school for it, which I have. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign of wearing the hood on inside. It's not. Guarantee you he's not cold. And then he's talking about these kind of deep, dark thoughts, right? Like, it's kind of one of those situations of like, you should be afraid of the things I think about when I like he said it with his own words, like
no, we all know.
Be very careful because the consequences may be coming for you.
That he thinks about the things that he is going to
you know
do
what
to you in consequence to what you are doing to him, right? Like that's not that whole situation he's got going on is not a good look. It's not a good look. And like this individual said, right? Attack. You look like somebody who, in sound, like you've confirmed it with your own words. With your own words, young man. That you might attack a woman because you are so lonely that you might attack a woman. And then calling them bro. Like, for one, I jumped on that. Y'all really gotta stop calling enemies bro, because this is a future SO. This dude is gonna pull an SA. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. That is an SO. That whole vibe is an SO. I will die on this hill saying that whole vibe is an SO. And he will pull more than one SA if he thinks he can get away with it. He will pull more than one if he thinks he can get away with it. Yeah, like I said, this kid is going to, or at least thought about hurting women, guaranteed. And then, like I said, logic deduces he has simply, because of the statement he made. I don't really need to, I guess I can read the rest of it. No, I'm not going to say what we're all thinking, but there's a clear pattern with these cis men, because it's only cis men that talk about male loneliness. Trans men don't talk about male loneliness. Trans men have Riz. Let's just get that out of the way. Trans men have Riz. saying this shit so... What? Oh, saying this shit so observe and avoid people that show these signs. Because like I was saying, that whole vibe he's giving off is an SO. It's definitely an SO. Like, I know I'm jumping to conclusions. I'll admit it. And like I said, I'll die on the hill. I'll die on the hill saying he's an SO. But his actions and his words put together, just, I don't trust you. And like I said, these are the same motherfuckers that think their wives are property. There are people that have gone onto social media saying that you should be able to do whatever you want with your wife. Because when you sign up for that agreement that they are yours, I believe was the specific wording. They are yours and you are theirs. Like, they tried to play it off like, oh, both of you own each other kind of thing. And there's more than one individual that has said this. This is the manosphere that thinks this. And then also there's that SA site, right? Like I was saying, these people that think the way this kid thinks probably also use that SA site, right? How to get away with SA on your wife or girlfriend site that like 60 something million individuals went on to. So that's that whole situation was very upsetting for me. One, like I said, even just calling this individual bro bothers me. Like I'm one of those people that loves the phrase "you aren't mad enough." If you're calling this future SO bro, you're not mad enough. You're not mad enough. You're not mad enough. He's not your bro. This dude's not your bro. This dude is the bro of Andrew Tate. Okay? This dude's the bro of Nick Fuentes. Okay? So if you call him bro, you and I have problems. That's what I'm getting at. Like, don't call people that you can never see eye to eye with. Never. There's no way in hell a woman will ever see eye to eye with Andrew Tate. There's no way in hell a woman will ever see eye to eye with Nick Fuentes. It's never gonna fucking happen. It's never a woman that would say something like this. Let's be specific. Put it in context. A woman who would have a problem with what this kid said. There's no way you would ever see eye to eye with those individuals. Don't call them bro. Don't be like bro this, bro that, blah 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 blah. Like, let's start using words properly. Let's start using them properly. You can debate with someone and still just address them neutrally, right? Like neutrally, like bro, like bro is short for brother. Somebody who you're allied with, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Let's stop doing that. Let's bring meaning back to words, shall we? Let's bring meaning back to words, shall we? But yeah, I wanted to keep it around an hour. We got like 3 minutes left. There's a few of you lurking in here. If you got any questions, we can do a Q&A at the end of this. And because like I said, I know there's some international viewers, so maybe you have some cultural questions, maybe possibly, because these are very American people. So this is coming from American perspectives. So maybe you have some questions in that line of thinking. And I did bring up some political topics, so that's obviously definitely something you might not know anything about yourself. So I can answer some questions on that as well. But yeah, we got like 2 minutes left. We'll sit here for a bit. Yeah, any questions we can, like I said, we can go over them. Let me pop A little bit of chill music on for a bit. Ooh, let me... No, I'm stupid. I didn't mean to play that track. I meant to play that track. But yeah, I'm going to try and do this, as you can see, Wake Up Wednesday. I'm going to try to do this Wednesday mornings, Eastern time. I don't know what start time I'm going to do. I'm trying to start it a bit earlier than I did today. Because technically, it wasn't, it was barely morning when I started it. It was almost 12 o'clock. But yeah, we're going to do this again. We're going to do this again next Wednesday. We're going to build up some topics. I'm going to generally stick to things that I have posted in this Wake Up America section to go along with the Wake Up Wednesday sitch. It's things that I believe people should be aware of. And I will say that people in general, right? Because I do think people outside of America need to know the climate of our country. Because we get a mad king. We get a mad king that we aren't reining in ourselves. So you kind of need to know what's going on. You kind of need to know what's going on over here. Just like in Game of Thrones, right? To be completely honest. But yeah, y'all, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out. We're not going to switch over to Star Citizen. We're going to keep this encapsulated. I might be on Star Citizen later tonight. But yeah, that's it for now. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for the lurks. Thank you for the chats. Draggy, you are a wonderful individual. Thank you for making me hydrate. I'll go ahead and I'll hydrate one more time before I go. Yes, once again, thank you for being here. Meister Chewy, friendly neighborhood non-binary, pronouns they, them, she, her. First episode of Wake Up Wednesday is done. We'll be back next Wednesday, y'all. Thank you so much.